Hey, Shalom, Shalom. Knocking over HaDabar, Shal, Walakim La Thumb. Call Shabuai Baharacha, Wakak Shah, Yahweh Bahasham Yahushab Ma'amat, which is truly. Hey, with the Hebrew Israelites coming to you week in and week out through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahasham Yahushab to preach to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, Haitians, Israelite foreigners, Nachamatham, Kaya Hamalak with Hashem Mayim Korab. Repent, yea, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Call Laim La, Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushua, Bahasham Racha HaKodash, Wamashana, Kabbalah Claim now, Wamalaakim, Shal Yashalaz Claim Racha Gadawa, Wachasa, HaYawam, Wabarakim, Laha, Bacharim, Shal Ha, Gawaya Shal Shalom. Alright, so all praise to the Most High Yahweh, which means he exists, Bahasham in the name, Yahweh Shah, he delivers. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Israel, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and mercy, peace, and blessings to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom, which means peace. HaYawam to Wa, which is good day. All right. HaDabar Shal HaYawam, which is the word of the day, is Lab. I'll write it on the board. Lab, which goes into your heart. But this heart is specifically getting into the mind. All right. This heart is your mind, the inner man. All right. And in English, it would be spelled L-A-B, but Bahalashwan Kwadash, which is in the holy tongue, or Ba'e Baryath in Hebrew, it will be spelled La Ba. The Ba is going to be connected to the La, and the A on the B drops off. All right, so just want to do a word study on this and break it down through the characters to get the definition of the word. So let's go into it. And HaDabar to Zah, Zabana Yapalo as well. This is edifying. All right, so we're going to spell it out. So it says you got La, and you got a Ba. All right, and again, that ba is connected to this la, and it's gonna be lab. All right, which means your heart, the mind. So let's break it down letter by letter. All right, so with this la, it's a staff. If you use the turn the la right side up, it will be a staff. All right, and this ba is a house, because when you go into it in Hebrew, ba, the word for ba is a house. All right, lab, your mind. All right, but when we go into a deeper meaning of the word, it'll give us its definition. So what is a staff? A staff is representative of power or authority. So we're gonna write authority up there. That's authority. The la is authority, and the word lab, but probably can't see it in the camera. I'm gonna rewrite it. You get the authority from the staff. All right, and this ba also is representative of being inside or within, because you can go inside a house, ba like in front of a word, like in Genesis, bara ashith, which is in the beginning. Ba is in, or it's within. So we'll put within right here. I'm gonna just go ahead and write everything that each character goes into. This also goes into staff. Well, it goes into staff, and then within this goes into a house, and then just inside. But again, within this particular word is going to be authority within, because that's pretty much the function of your mind. That's what the word lob goes into. Your heart is the authority within. Lob represents the staff. Ba is within, authority within. The mind is the authority within. All right, now let's get some precepts just going into that. This is Proverbs, also Mashoya, chapter 23 and verse 19. It says, Salah. Yeah, 23 and 19. It says, hear thou, my son, and be wise, and guide thine heart in the way. All right, you want to guide your mind. All right, this word guides your mind in the correct way. You see, because how you think determines what type of person that you are. You know, how you think is going to determine your path. All right, let's keep going. Let's get another one. This is Quahalat, Ecclesiastes, which Ecclesiastes goes into a calling out or an assembly, pretty much going into the church. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 11. It says, the words of the wise are as golds, and as nails fastened by the masters of assemblies, which are given by one shepherd. So no. It says the words of the wise. What are the words of the wise? The scriptures. It says are as golds. Golds is pretty much, those is what guide you. Going back to Proverbs 23 and 19. It said, you know, guide your heart in the way, roughly paraphrasing. And then it says, as nails fastened by the masters of assemblies. Because nails fasten. And when you fasten something, pretty much like you establish it, you make it firm. If you nail something to the wall, pretty much you're planting it there, and you're establishing it, you know, there. And what is the elect fastened to? That rock, Hamashiach Yahweh. You know, they're establishing the word. It says, which are given from one shepherd, and that one shepherd is Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh. All right, continuing on. Let's get Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 9. All right, and it reads, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? All right. So your heart, it's not talking about the actual pumping thing in your chest. It's talking about your mind. All right. It says deceitful above all things, because you know you have like a lot of wicked thoughts. It says, and desperately wicked. Who can know it? Verse 10, I, the Lord, search the heart. Going into your mind, I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doings. All right. And what we'll see in the precepts is pretty much your mind that dictates your path. It's going to dictate how you think. It's going to dictate your walk. Halak. That's how you say your walk, or your conduct, your conversation amongst the earth. You know, like the things that you do, your doings. You know, and the Lord is going to reward those that have righteous doings as well as wicked doings. You know, if someone is wicked, they'll get a wicked reward. You know, that they'll get a recompense. If you're righteous, you'll get a righteous reward. All right, but everything stems from the mind. All right, continuing on. That's why it's called authority within, because your mind is going to dictate your path pretty much. Now let's keep going. Let's get Proverbs, Mashoya, chapter 14 and verse 12. It reads, there is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. All right, and then this is going into, you know, trusting in your own mind. You know, 2/3 they're going to trust in their own mind, while the elect is going to have their mind rooted. Going back to Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 11, they're going to have their mind fastened, and they're going to have those goals guiding them in the correct way. All right, because their mind is mind goes into authority within, you see, but their mind is going to be guided in the correct way, the elect. All right. That's why it says there is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. You see, because 2/3, their mind, their authority within is telling them to do something that's completely wrong. You see, which in turn is going to cause their ways to err from the scriptures. You see. Now continuing on, let's get Matthew chapter 15. Chapter 15. And we'll start at verse 18. It says, "But those things which proceed out of the mouth come forth from the heart, and they defile the man. For out of the heart proceed evil thoughts, murders, adulteries, fornications, thefts, false witness, blasphemies. These are the things which defile a man. But to eat with unwashen hands defileth not a man." All right, and pretty much your mind, how you think, shows what type of person that you are. All right, because that's going to turn into actions. Let's get another one. This is Bon Sirach, which Bon goes into son. That's what, if you look at it like in here or somewhere else, it might be Ben Sirach, but it's actually Bon Sirach, which means son. All right, let's get Bon Sirach chapter 27. Chapter 27 and verse 6. This is Bon Sirach 27 and verse 6. It says, "The fruit declareth if the tree have been dressed, so is the utterance of a conceit in the heart of man." All right. So it says, "Praise no man before thou hearest him speak, for this is the trial of men." So pretty much you could tell what type of man someone is on their speech, because what comes from your speech is coming from your mind, the authority within. All right, you could tell if the fruit, so like you could tell through the fruits if the tree was dressed well. All right, what's the dressing? What do you put on? Let's get verse 8. It says, "If thou followest righteousness, thou shalt obtain her, and put her on as a glorious long robe." All right, so you're gonna tell if a man was dressed the correct way with that long glorious robe. All right, through his fruit. All right, I'm gonna read it back. It says, "The fruit declareth," all right, the actions what they produce declareth if the tree have been dressed, so is the utterance of a conceit in the heart of man. So what's in the mind is gonna come out. Let's get another one. Just going into that. This is Bon Sirach chapter 17 and verse 5. This is Bon Sirach 17 and 5. It says they received the youth. I'm gonna start from verse 1. It says, "The Lord created man of the earth and turned him into it again. He gave them few days in a short time, and power also over the things therein. He endued them with strength by themselves, and made them according to his image. And put the fear of man upon all flesh, and gave him dominion over beasts and fowls. They received the use of 5 operations of the Lord, and in the 6th place he imparted them understanding," chiefly going into the righteous lineage. "And the 7th, speech and interpreter of the cogitations thereof." All right, so pretty much speech, how someone talks, we're going back to Bon Sirach chapter 27, how they talk is pretty much the cogitations is how you think is going to come out, and how you speak in your speech is going into your actions, what you produce. You see. Now let's get another one. This is Bon Sirach chapter 25 and verse 13. It says, that's why when you go into the scriptures, it says, "Give me any plague but the plague of the heart, and any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman." Because again, your heart goes into authority within. You don't want to have the plague of the mind, because that's pretty much what controls you. Your mind, how you think, Let's get and just proving that, let's go to Mashal, your Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 23. This is why this says this. It says, this is Proverbs 4 and 23. It says, "Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. That's pretty much where your conduct comes from your mind. What you think is going to go into your conversation, how you walk. You know, what you think is going to happen, like it's going to play out, you know, because your mind, Lab, is the authority within. All right. That's pretty much the driving force of like your body. You know, I'm gonna read that again. It says, keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. And when you're going to keep, it means to guard. So what does this mean? You're gonna this word right here, if I'm not mistaken, it should go into mashamar, or the root word being shamar. All right, and when you keep something, it says to confine, to pretty much detain it, guard it, you know, preserve it. So how do you do this? It goes into, you know, the things that you eat, you know, because that's going to affect how you think, you know, the people that you're around, that's going to affect your mind, you know, the things you put yourself in, you know, what you watch on TV, the music you listen to, all that has an effect on your mind, the authority within. All right, let's get we'll get one more. Well, actually, I think, yeah, that was yep, yeah, the word was mashamar, the act of guarding. So you got to watch what your mind, or what you put yourself around, you see, because your brain, your mind absorbs all of that, you see. That's why the scriptures say to you know, constantly be around men of understanding. And if you're around the indiscreet, observe the time, you see, because that's going to weigh down on your spirit, you see. But HaDabar Zabba, Lord's will, that was a beautiful application through the spirit. Io, which is on HaDabar Shal HaYawam, on the word of the day. Lord's will, that was a beautiful edification on the word of the day, which was Lab Bahalashwan Kodash, in the holy tongue. HaDabar Atham Yash Yawam Tawab. A Lord's will, you all have a good day. A Shalom, Shalom.